All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're live now, and yes, we are in the middle of the game. I think they may have started the draft for this one before the previous series ended because it's pretty far along here. So we'll quickly try to just get a handle on what's going on. This is HGT taking on Immortal Magneto Gaming, a big showdown for both teams as both teams are doing quite well here thus far in the group stage, as we might see a jump onto the top lane. Our Void should be okay. I just want to quickly double check their records here, so hopefully don't miss anything. 10-6 record for Immortal Magneto, and you've got HGT sitting at 9-3. So both teams on a good track to potentially qualify. They just have to finish top 6 to get into the wild card, and top 4 to get directly into the main event as one of the many Asian teams in the Dota 2 Asia Championships. Only fitting. We'll have an initiation now onto Pretty Ho. He's caught out on his Chen, one of his signature heroes, and he will end up going down. Kaka swinging around with an Invisor and should be able to get the counter kill here. He goes for it. The ward snipe gets the kill, and now you're Bristleback chasing onward, but a nice Blade Fury TP out. There won't be any way to stop this, and he'll make it out safely. The Troll Trap, unfortunately, does go through Magic Community, but was cooling down. So just trying to gauge the game right now. Looks like net worth's pretty even, experience pretty even. So Icy, we'll introduce our players while we have a moment. Icy going to be playing your off-lane Void. Air going to be playing the Shadow Fiend mid. The Swagga Fiend Kaka on the Vengeful Spirit. ZSMJ handling the Bristleback, and that does put Pretty Ho onto his signature Chen. As for IMG, I think one of the real surprises of this tournament, along with the new Tong Fu roster in terms of how well they're doing, you've got Yasim playing the Brewmaster James on the Skywrath Mage. I don't actually know how to say that name, so I'm just going to call him TA. If you know how his name should be said, then just tweet it at LD Dota, and I'll try to use that moving forward. And same for this Disruptor. So we'll go by hero names. And oh man, the Jug too. Jeez. Oh, we're gonna have a fun one this time, I can tell. But yeah, our Juggernaut currently getting harassed quite a bit by ZSMJ. Starts to lay into him with the goo. There is no Omni Slash. There's no teleport scroll. Won't commit to this though. And we'll get logged out of friends here. Okay, we're all set now. We're ready to cast some quality Dota 2 action, folks. And yeah, of course, since this game started while we were wrapping up the last one, I'm not in Dota TV. So for those who are sad, I do apologize. It's been a little tough, I'm not going to lie, to just communicate with the organizers and make sure that everything works smoothly here. But hopefully things should go a little bit smoother where we don't have 4 games going at once and 5 time slots and the teams constantly switching up from match to match. So with that said, there's a jump on the top lane onto Icy. He gets caught out here, silenced, but not long enough to get the kill as he will time walk away. They get the glimpse though. Icy looks to turn this. He chronos all 3. He's going to go into the Disruptor, trying to bring him down, and then thinks better of it. Now the Courier chilling in the river. And that will also retreat out. Well, it does buy time, though, with the Chronospheres. HGT group up in this bottom lane. They're going to raise down the Rave. Your Juggernaut, your Juggernaut TPing in directly on top of the tower, but isn't going to be punished for it. He'll just kind of watch this tower die, look to get a bit of experience. HGT now TPing out to defend. They are starting to lose their tier 1 top. Brew Split is at the ready, but it hasn't dropped fully just yet. Brewmaster continuing to slowly work on this tier 1 top lane. They get off the glimpse again. It's right back to where the Brew waits, and Kaka will be done for. Another nice pick-off set up by the Disruptor, just forcing out the Faceless Void Chrono earlier, and now getting a kill. That Void, speaking of which, raw neighborhood, he falls as well. Even's gone for the 2 points in backtrack, but just not his lucky day. Well, it's up to Air to split push now. He's going to walk down the middle lane, start wailing away on the tier 1 tower. There's not really a great position here to go for a fight for HGT. Chronosphere is still cooling down for 60 seconds. A very long cooldown, especially since the latest nerf to the cooldown. At level 1 in particular, over 2 minutes. It's a long time to wait for the ultimate. Juggernaut and TA gonna farm up the middle lane. Both lineups with Roche potential here. You've got the Healing Ward and the TA minus armor on the one side, and of course on the other the Goo, the Wave of Terror, as well as the Shadow Fiend minus armor. Both teams just heavy on the physical DPS. And physical DPS is very good against Juggernaut. I do like this type of draft versus him, as he will go in for the Omni Slash here, but kept alive by the timely Hand of God, now forced to Blade Fury out. Brewmaster has a split. He's going to initiate the clap, though, not going to connect on anything. As they stun him, now looking to turn. Chen gonna arrive. He may need to use that send back. And he will do so. Brewmaster split used. Well, he's gonna now retreat with it. Uh-oh. This is not good. Brewmaster split used up in exchange for a Hand of God, but Chronosphere still ready. Will our Void look to go in and try and make some kills happen? They know the Brew split's down now. Sure, they don't have Chen ult, but I think if you're HGT, the Chen ult not quite as important to taking fights as IMG's Brew split will. And on top of that Omni Slash down, IMG, the area where their lineup really does struggle is stopping the push. You look at this draft and you've got Skywrath who can't de-push that well, Disruptor who's very meh, Juggernaut who can't do much, Brewmaster who can't do much without putting himself in harm's way, and even TA, they're actually helpless against the push, and unless they have a Brew split online. With the Brew split, you can jump in, clap, and then maybe force HGT to scatter, but without it, this is going to happen. Straight down the middle lane, onwards and upwards. They now pop the Buckler. Oh, by the way, nice casual Wraith Band here, picked up by your Shadow Fiend. Not going to upgrade it, but he's the one going for the mechanism. Pretty not opting to. Mech about to come out. It's the Mushi build for Air, and I think it's a really good game for it. They'll initiate. Brewmaster blinking and Mystic Flare drop. Do they have any sort of send back available? They bring down the Shadow Fiend here. He just can't really do much to help his team. They're going to lose too, and the tower's held. Now the turn, though. Yasim going to end up falling. They get a glimpse back on Icy, but he's already gotten that first kill, and now trying to set up a second. The Juggernaut drop low. Minus armor stacking up, though. They'll bring him down. It's 3 dead. They've overstayed their welcome. Icy on the run. The chase comes out. The trap's there. They almost bring him down. One more auto attack. Meld to your face. 3 dead. All 3 cores fall. And they hold the tier 2. And they get the deny. Yep. Oh my. Oh my, that's a Swain. That's a 2k gold Swain. Imagine if they had that Shadow Fiend mech. It could have been a whole lot different. Sadly not. Well, Chen gonna go for the Ags now. It looks like picks up the point booster. No Roshan just yet from IMG, but they may look towards it. We're gonna see our Juggernaut get a Gloves of Haste. I imagine this is a Maelstrom. I have not seen much of Midas Jug. Though, I mean, on paper he benefits from the attack speed. It's not a bad item by any means, but the thing with Jug is he's just so good at fighting early that you get that Midas and it can feel a bit low impact for what the hero normally offers in terms of his skill set. They are going to look for Icy, though. Mid lane with the Blink Clap. They get off the Thunderstrike, so if he tries to time walk out, he's going to be in trouble. He kind of wants to wait for this to end and then go for the time walk out, but that will result in a Static Storm being dropped to try and cover the retreat. Unfortunately, Hand of God mech keeps him in fighting shape, and now it's Yasim who's got to back off. So they go for the split push. Your Jug, TA off on the bottom side of the map, working on the tier 1 tower. And they will begin to bring this puppy down, this bad boy. It should fall quickly here, and HGT, even if they go for a smoke play, this is going to be too late to fight at the tower. But they maybe get a good little rumble going in the jungle. James going to potentially be the sacrificial lamb. He'll drop a ward. Actually, they're not going bottom. Oh, HGT. This is bold. Straight into the pit. And IMG, I don't know if they're going to expect this. Actually, the ping's coming out. Light blue, very quick on the reaction. James seems to suspect. HGT now. You just look at the map right now. The map's very bright for the Dire. They've got a whole lot of vision. It's very dark for the Radiant. But they get that Aegis, and it looks like they will hoof it out of here. Shadow Fiend the one to collect it. Mech now complete. Let's see. It might be a BKB game, just up against the Disruptor as well as the Skywrath. That's a lot of nuke power. Catch out pretty hard. Mystic Flare quickly shreds him a new one. And now, the chase. Stun onto TA. No meld dodge available. And now a Chronosphere drop. TA caught on the boundary. Jug unable to do a thing here as he'll die. Or she'll die, rather. And now Brewmaster splits. Trying to re-engage. In the middle of the fray is your Juggernaut, but with a nice AoE nuke from Air. They bring him down with the Requiem of Souls. And now, chasing onto the Disruptor. Kaka on Air. Fighting their way through this. James ends up getting a kill on a Skywrath Mage. And now, Brewmaster split will end. Air. Kaka still alive. So far, 2 for 2. And the Shadow Fiend's still holding on to his Aegis. He now is up to 1,400 gold. He's going to grab a Bounty Rune, continue accelerating his farm. And I think there you have to say it's a pretty nice win for HGT, because they kill off 2 cores, the TA as well as the Juggernaut, delaying the TA's Midas. That's a big deal. Let's see, I think it was actually... No, she still doesn't have it. Wow. It's actually not that late. It's considering she went for phase drums. It's still a pretty good time. Well, guys, if you're just joining us, both of these teams well in the contention for a playoff slot. As James and Kaka begin to duke it out in the jungle. Mystic Flares drop. James getting the better of this fight. He will end up coming out on top as the SMJ is ready to engage. Uh-oh. They're prepared for him. They're going to chase him out, dropping that trap and slowing the retreat. Not going to actually pick a fight off of it. You see him on the brew. Continue to push in the bottom lane now. Pretty hard. Well, I guess at this point, just looking for the big ancient creeps as he continues to build towards his Aghanim Scepter. It is good versus Juggernaut. You get the nice HP creep, just makes generally your team more difficult to deal with, and Frost Armor can be good versus Jug, but it's not going to help when Pretty Hard just casually walks into the middle of the entire enemy team. Is he expecting some help here? He gets nothing. Oh, Chronosphere? Not available. They're still working on this Juggernaut. He's got an Omni Slash. He uses it just to help him escape. Though he may end up going down regardless. TA now trying to fight her way through. The ZSMJ on the run. Air's going to come in. He's got a mech at the ready. That last fleeting nuke from the Skywrath. Insufficient, though. He does Ghost Scepter. And now, one hit. Oh, they can't get the kill. I see just a bit too slow there. The Juggernaut might is now complete. James going to have his wings clipped, and his unstoppable streak will end. But it buys time for the rest of the team bottom, where you Sim, as well as the Disruptor, are off doing a little bit of split push. So overall, HGT starting to feel like their aggression is blunted. They will find this kill on the Brewmaster, but you have to remember IMG have their Midases now. The Juggernaut working on his, the TA about to collect hers, and they are running two very strong physical DPS carries. They also have the Brewmaster, so good teamfight control. They're more of the split push pickoff style lineup, whereas HGT really excel in the 5v5 clash. It's still a very close game overall. The Midases, IMG will try to keep ahead in terms of items, and they'll need to, because they're just up against a superior team fight. The Void, Requiem combo, extremely potent, and the Chen heal. We haven't seen too much working together as of yet, though. A lot of heroes off on their own, split pushing. Continuing to build these pretty team-oriented items, HGT. The BKB on the Shadow Fiend, Chen going for his Ags, the mech on the Shadow Fiend earlier, and Bristleback. Vanguard out. I wonder even if we see ZSMJ build towards like a Crimson Guard here. If they want to continue pushing, that's certainly an option, and I think IMG will just look to do the opposite. Split push and then wait for the right opportunity to counter-initiate and stop HGT in their tracks with the Brewmaster split. Uh-oh. TA getting spotted out here. They have the Wave of Terror, only a level 1 swap, but Trap will get dropped, and the rest of the team comes in. The Chrono not available as he gets Static Storm. Now he's going to walk outside of it. He needs to drop this Chrono quickly. Nobody focusing the TA, though. Icy runs in and out both ways. He can't decide. Trap deployed. Brewmaster now splits. Air going to get turned on. He never BKB'd. He has an Aegis, though. He's got it for round number 2. Has not popped the Requiem just yet. Probably going to save it for a second life. He comes back now. BKB Requiem at the ready. Do they really want to go on top of him? This could end poorly. BKB unwinding the Requiem. Oh, and looks for the pop, but the mini stun from the Omni Slash. Gonna slow things down here, I do believe, as Air still manages to get off his ulti. Chasing out into the TA. Can he get the kill? No, not quite. TA surviving. Now melding and hiding. Has the refraction back up. They need to fight their way through this first. Goo coming out. Hadouken. And drums. Not enough. We'll end up going down. So they do pop the Aegis. 2 heroes falling as well as that Aegis in exchange for a brew split, but Chrono also being used, as it looks like Chen either didn't have his ulti in that fight or never managed to get it off. That hurts a bit. Good win there for IMG.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Very scrappy fights from them. Radiant have dropped down an Observer Ward here, so they've got eyeballs right now on the Brewmaster, as you can well see. Man, that was... They gotta find a way to focus the TA, and unfortunately, there's not a lot of damage that HGT can reliably dump into the Chronosphere. Generally, when you see Void picks, they work best with something like a Witch Doctor, Ancient Apparition, Lich, Skywrath Mage, just supports that just can... Oh, there. I thought he would miss again. I was starting to get pretty cynical there. But, yeah, they don't have a lot of spells to throw into Chrono, which makes the Void a little less effective, unless he can manage to farm up quite a few items. Now, the one way that it can work out is if they catch the TA towards the edge of the Chronosphere. Then things are much different. For now, Air going to push in with ZSMJ and Kaka nearby. They continue to want to play a lot of 5-man Dota. Even when the Chronosphere is down, it's about to come back up, and that's their cue. It's go time now for Hyper Glory team, looking for a glorious victory here. One of the teams with the lowest number of losses, sitting at only 3, but they also played a lot less games. 12 games thus far. A lot of work still to do if they want to make it to the LAN finals. There's a troll trap to initiate. Juggernaut going to Blade Fury retreat. Concussive shot coming through. Mystic Flare's there, perfectly placed, along with the Static Storm Kinetic Field. And, well, they're trying to get some kills. Kaka dropping. Shadow Fiend gets out directly with the BKB, tries to turn and fight, but, oh, he gets another kill. He manages to bring on the Juggernaut mech, keeping him alive, still surviving through all this time. Someone kill this damn Shadow Fiend. They just can't do it. Brewmaster Split's about to end. Oh, from the side comes James. The Chrono now dropped on Yasim, focusing the Brew, but he's just not dying quickly. A well-placed Chrono, allowing ZSMJ to help, but TA's here now. Goes in with the big Melt Strike. Looks like Icy backtracks it. It's a double damage Melt Strike. Would have done so much work. Skywrath now on the retreat out. The Brewmaster did end up going down after the split ended, and TA trying to fight it out. One more auto tech, gets the kill, pays with her life. What a bloody mess in this top lane. Oh my. 4 heroes dead in the end for the Radiant. The lone survivor continues to be James. 7-1-7. What a showing from him. So now Chen will complete the eggs. Let's see, what's he got to work with here? He's got his Ancient Granite Golem with that delicious granite aura, as well as an Ancient Black Dragon to work with. But Bristleback's busy stealing his stack, so we'll see if this Chen's allowed to actually take a creep. I think they want the Ancient Granite Golem. Yeah, they do. See SMJ now. He'll be happy about this bonus HP. Gets a lot tankier, and generally, the Chen eggs have not felt particularly effective as far as the creep thing goes, but he's going to pull all his creeps back in now. Just because normally the Ancients aren't that scary by the time Chen manages to farm an egg, but this is a fairly fast egg. Just him getting chunked down mid lane. He's going to be forced to split, and now ZSMJ will just walk away. With the Crimson Guard, he's almost invulnerable, so it's Kaka that will be gone on instead. Chased up by the Brew now. The defensive swap. Kaka throwing the Chen in. Putting his body on the line. As ZSMJ having forced out the Brew split. I think this is a cue for HGT to just march down mid and maybe even go for high ground. Roshan's still not up. It could be up soon though. So that's the other option here for HGT. And in fact, Roche just respawned. TA's got vision of it. I don't think they could fight this. No Brew split. They should just be looking to split push, but oh, they may try. They do have Static Storm. It's only level 1. Everyone's pretty tanky on HGT. Even Kaka has 1100 health. And as quickly as they walk into the pit, the Roshan falls. Aegis going to air once more. Juggernaut actually did TP out. I feel like he could have done more for his team by just split pushing that top lane. He's up to 3,700 gold though, and the Midases are starting to pay off. TA's acquired a Blink Dagger. HGT with this Aegis, I think you actually just go now. You've already gotten all the outer towers. You have the Ancient Granite Golem to help keep your team pushing a little bit harder. They even have Unholy Aura for some additional heal. The Hadoukens will help clear out this wave, and yeah, it's a high ground breach now attempted. ZSMJ in front, air, tucked behind him. The Golem, the focal point here. They want to bring this thing down because with it, the push is just so much harder to deal with. The other creeps will begin to die now, but still ZSMJ stands strong. He's also got the Crimson Guard as mentioned, something additional to help them just stay tanky and alive in this push. Chen has Hand of God at the ready. Remember, it's got that 30-second cooldown at all levels now with the... Oh, is he getting Hand of God? Yeah, he is. So they can't kill it off, and now we're going right back in. They could just keep out CG with this. Constant Hand of Gods every 30 seconds, and the problem for IMG is they can't just slowly wear down the push. They actually are going to have to commit to a fight, or the Chen will eventually cause their downfall. They keep on sieging forward. Very aggressive play from HGT. Uh-oh, the Granite Golem. Be careful, my little friend. 5 seconds until they heal. Can they kill it in time? Oh, no. I think it was set back to base there in the end. Meanwhile Chronosphere catching out 3. Nicely done. Brewmaster does have split working on the TA. Static Storm dropped a good one, catching out air, but he's still got the Aegis, so he'll be okay for now. Fights his way through this. Hand of God deployed as they look to retreat. The Granite Golem just marching down mid lane, looking to regroup with the rest of the forces. The Brew Split not getting anything done against this Crimson Guard. Kaka will end up falling, though. Juggernaut still holds on to his Omni Slash. He may even look to use it now. Tossing it out to Pretty Hall. It bounces perfectly, kills him off. They've lost 3. Air on the way out. If he dies once, he may end up dying twice here, as he is the Aegis carrier's BKB, but has no teleport scroll. Oh, mamma mia. This is bad news bears. They also have the Basher. Will Jug get it? Yes, he does. The Bash comes out. Can even Requiem. He doesn't get the kill. 4 dead. Aegis down. They don't even break the racks, and it costs IMG no buybacks. That's one way to try and turn a game around. Yeah, that is not the fight recap we're looking for. 2K gold swing, maybe even more, and all the momentum now gone. Oh no. Oh no. IMG. It might be Comeback City. IMG looking to be the ones who populate that city. Oh, that was just so unfortunate. If Pretty Hawk could have kept the Golem alive just a bit longer, he gets off that Hand of God, then is able to stay with the team. It could have made a big difference, but he's just going to send it in, and he does. He has the Hand of God. He'll use it, but the Bash is just killing off that poor Golem. Unable to send it back in time. They lose the tier 2 as well. That's at least a 3-4K gold swing, if not more. 3. Looks like it ends up being 4 or even more than that. And suddenly, TA almost neck and neck with the Shadow Fiend. The Juggernaut also almost neck and neck. Nearly a completed Abyssal out. This is the first time in a while I have not seen a Juggernaut go for the Mass Command. It seems to be like the go-to Jug build, but with this Midas, you get a little attack speed, and the nice thing is Jug's ulti is a lot scarier when you level it up. Cooldown goes down by 10 seconds at every level. The jumps go up by 3, so you get a 50% increase in damage when you get the level 3 ulti, and 100% increase when you get the level 2 ulti. It's worth getting to level 16 quickly, and I think it increases your DPS enough that it almost is a damage item for Jug, the Midas, if you really think about it that way. He has Omni now. HGT, they do have late game insurance in terms of their heroes, but they're just so poor. The Void City at 7,500 net worth. Going BKB, no Maelstrom, he won't be accelerating his farm. BKB now on the way though. Shadow Fiend having gone for mech BKB now into Yasha. This is much more of your end the game early type of Shadow Fiend. They have the Venjar. I think HGT could take this late, but it's not the way the game was supposed to develop. The idea of the draft was clearly just to push with the early Shadow Fiend mech and the Chen creeps and the Venjar, the Bristleback with his Crimson Guard. All of these items just selected and the lineup tailor-made to end the game early. As mentioned earlier when the cast began, IMG are very weak at counter-pushing until they get enough farm that they can just go in and start blowing heroes up at the start of the fight, which they're getting towards. Jug now. Let's see, is he going to buy an Abyssal Blade? No, he goes back for an Aghanim Scepter. Okay. Abyssal Blade gets a lot better once you have a little more attack speed on the Jug, I feel. So he'll get his Aghanims complete now. And of course with that, the ultimate becomes... well, he actually has to buy the point booster. Now it's in down. But the ultimate will scale up quite a bit, and it's a concern for the Faceless Void. You buy a BKB, Jug Omnis you, it doesn't matter. You're going to die anyway. And of course, with this, you also get the lower cooldown, 70 seconds. So he'll have it up pretty much every fight if he plays his cards right. He is going to be scouted out now as he rotates into the top lane. And they look to jump. They really need a chrono. You can see the breadcrumb trail of Observer Wards down the middle lane. HGT really thought they were just gonna, I don't know about end this game, but at least take it over, and unfortunately just hasn't been the case for them. Now IMG playing the lineup correctly, they're really excelling at just split pushing, like pushing in the bottom lane with the Blink TA, farming the jungle, avoiding fights as much as possible, and then when you take them, just looking to wait out the Chronosphere and find those openings to go in for some quick kills. Much better in the long fights, I would say, IMG. Is he going to be farming the Ancients now? We've got Kaka and ZSMJ chilling. And here comes the smoke. Do they have any vision right now? Dire vision, non-existent. Radiant vision, also not the best. They may get jumped here. TA in the front. Disruptor nearby. Smoke's going to break. They get eyeballs on ZSMJ, and they can clap him now. Shiva's guard popped. He is tanky. Disruptor not feeling like the glimpse will get anything done, and it wouldn't have. Missed it. Oh, they barely get the bristleback kill. Takes the whole Omni Slash, though. Air now Mantane, and he's going to look for the Requiem, but he gets thrown up in the air. Good micro. No BKB pop just yet. And the rest of the team being punished during this time. Now, again, we've seen this movie before. The Shadow Fiend off in his own does manage to unload the Requiem, but I'm sure that's good enough. TA charging, and the Jug ends up going down. Air just gets critted in the dome and ends up falling. Your Chen may well be next. Forced out quite a bit. And looks like Kaka going to survive. 3 heroes dead in exchange for just a Jug. HGT just not able to get enough done with these Chronospheres. An 1800 gold swing. The high ground push now being attempted. Immortal Magneto Gaming entering beast mode here. HGT, I think for most people, would have been the heavy favorites coming into this one. Just based on the strength of the team's recent results, their name recognition, and especially in the Western scene. But they are not having an easy time here. Mid-Rex in danger. They're going to take down the tier 3. I think they have to back now, though. As the bottom lane is being pushed in, the Ancient Granite Golem working its magic. There would be a Troll Trap. Actually manages to bring down the tier 3. And now Chen will just pull those creeps right back. It's really a cool mechanic, the new Holy Persuade, or Test of Faith. The fact that you could split push with it. You can even go for like those blink dagger gank plays. It just opens up a whole new level of versatility for the hero. Oh, triple smoke. Okay. Oh, actually a double. HGT, the longer this goes on, the more and more they're going to need a farmed Void, I feel. Like, Void not being able to get any kills in Chronosphere is really hurting them in team fights. Because Air, frankly, just won't be able to do it alone if he can't stay ahead. He gets Omni Slashed, he gets bashed. Brewmaster just right-clicks him. TA nearly explodes him with a single melt shot now that she's got the Deso. Chen just time and again, pulling his creeps back to safety, and it's Golem on violence here. But he does pick up a secondary Granite Golem, so they begin to get real beefy. In their front lines. Do HGT go for anything here? Do they try to push back down mid? They do have the exposed racks on both teams. Maybe with this double Granite Golem, they feel confident about it. The creep's now moving out of the base. Not choosing to push just yet. So this means Roshan now respawn. Both teams good at taking the Roche, but of course the Dire side, the ones in slightly better position for it. They actually draw a long wraparound. They say HGT are going to come and hang out near the pit, and we are going to backstab them, surprise them, and punish them. And they may well be right. Yasim in front. He's got the Blink Dagger. He's ready to rumble. Kaka and ZSMJ, got to be careful. Could get caught out here. This is perfect. They blink. The claps out. Immediate brew split follow-up. ZSMJ on the run. Blinking forward as your TA goes directly onto Air. The Omni Slash comes through, and it starts latching onto Air. Uh-oh. No, not enough, it looks like, in the end. Well, the turn TA. Chronosphere, focused, has Refraction, gets it off in time, but needs a little more help. Juggernaut trying to do what damage he can as the fight goes on. He gets on top of Air. Brilliant, blows him up now. Chasing onto Icy, the goo being used to try and slow down that Juggernaut's offense, but Icy is going to fall as well. The Granite Golem slowly, no, just chilling, not actually doing anything right now. Micro your creeps, man. Micro your creeps. Fight golems. Fight trolls. To war. To battle. Oh, in the end, a 3-for-1. Void forced to buy back. Now they got to make the Void buyback count.
Good for my top.
need to take a Roshan or get some sort of objective out of that buyback. This command is caught by Icy. They're descending on the pit, though. TA does not have buyback. Net onto a sim. Roche dropping low. HGT about to get caught. Disruptor now deploying his kinetic field, but what do they have to follow this up? No Brewmaster split. They do have Omni online with the Ags. Oh, I see. He's going to time walk on out of the pit. Onto Yasim he goes. Starts slowly hitting them. Shiva's now deployed. BKB, no teleport though. And meanwhile, Kaka, dead. Man, the golems are so cool. 2,600 health with 8 armor. Those things are not to be trifled with. Good versus the Juggernaut Omni Slash as well, I must say. At least for now. At some point, Jug gets so big that he just destroys these things anyway. He's getting there. Has the 4,500 gold. Butterfly, I think a pretty excellent choice for this game is you're up against a lot of auto attack damage. I'd say like 80% auto attack damage for HGT. So Butterfly really looks strong. And the other thing is, let's check. How close would HGT be to some big damage items? MKB, not the choice for air. It looks like your Void for Icy, only 1,000 gold. It could be a very good MKB game. If the butterflies come out, which actually multiple pieces of evasion, but not from IMG like I was thinking. It's actually from HGT. They're gonna work up their way mid now. They do have that Aegis on ZSMJ. This is again another window for them to try and take a big objective. HGT working their way up the middle lane. Shadow Fiend huffing and puffing. He wants to blow this house down. The house of IMG for now stands. And HGT are going to sound the retreat. They, I think, just pin out the top lane and decide, you know what, we need to back off. We're not ready to go high ground with this top lane having been pushed so far, and they will play it safe. Which does buy a little bit of time for IMG. Both teams with the exposed racks do need to be careful as to when they decide to commit to a high ground assault. TA just layering down some traps, moving through the Ancients. Yasim and Jug working together, but the Chen Creeps will just be pulled on back by Pretty Hawk. He's got a solitary Hellbear Smasher here chilling. Let's see if HGT get to go for this push. 2 minutes on the Aegis. Now they're grouped up again. The goal was to get the lanes pushed out, which they have successfully done. Air gets the top lane well past the river, but at the same time, already the TA is busy pressing in bottom. So now the ping comes out from the Chen towards the bottom lane. And it looks like HGT will not really go for anything at all. Or will they? They are grouping up now towards mid. Do they finally make a play? T8 has Deso though, so if they go for high ground, she may be able to trade fairly evenly with them. But it seems that they finally want to make their move. 5 heroes heading towards the lane. They're going to steal some dire neutrals. I don't know if they actually do it. If they want to go, they need to be committed to the mid lane. If just kind of farming the enemy jungle. TA is ratting. Hasn't gone high ground yet, but uh-oh. With TA TPing back, IMG may have just given an opportunity to HGT to push this. They don't know, of course, if that TA shows herself, though. They don't have their Shadow Fiend yet. Air, farming up the Butterfly, maybe the one item they're waiting for. And with that, I think we see HGT go for this. About a minute on that Aegis. A little bit less, even. It's time if they want to do it. Otherwise, you better wait for the next Roshan. Butterfly now secured. Here we begin the breach. Midas used on one creep. And they will begin working on the golems. Hand of God at the ready. Oh, there you go. There's your Hand of God. Now one golem being micro back. The other one standing strong in the front line. The bristle back with a lot of HP. Juggernaut still waiting for his opening to go in with this Omni Slash. The SMJ's awful tanky. And with the evasion, no MPBs, it's not an easy kill. They continue to work on the range Rex. They'll bring it down soon. Not yet, though. Still fighting their way out. Juggernaut able to Blade Fury on out of here. Now the Brewmaster split comes out. They're going to use the Static Storm. They pop the Aegis. Shadow Fiend coming back with BKB, Cheese, Butterfly. Or, oh, sorry, not Shadow Fiend. Bristleback coming back. And he gets Mystic Flared, but he'll be okay for now. Shadow Fiend working on the melee Rex. It looks like IMG will lose their first lane of Rex. HGT finally blow down one wall of this house. But their work is not done yet. They are hanging around an awful long time. Now Jug's going to TPN. He's got his Omni Slash if he can get it off. Chronosphere's there, though. Catches the Jug on the boundaries, and Jug ends up falling. No buyback available. Yasim, no split any longer. Uh-oh. TA could well be next. IMG starting to crumble under the pressure. Disruptor able to just force some stuff away to safety, but Air will now find a second lane of Rex. It looks like HGT are close to continuing the run here and get advanced to, I believe it would be 10-3. They still have the cheese. They take 2 lanes of Rex. IMG just so bad at stopping the push as far as the draft goes. It's really a weakness of this lineup, and I feel like they played exceptionally well to even hold it this long, but strategically, look at how the game developed. This draft just does not do well against pushes, unless they have a lot more farm than the enemy team. Equal farm, you can't take those fights. They'll lose potentially. Their third and final lane of Rax is Yasim. Still waits for his ultimate. He doesn't have the split just yet. The Courier ends up going down on the side of the Radiant. Did not have any items of importance on it, just a simple smoke. And that's your Mega Creeps. HGT pound their way through this IMG base. And they will improve here, it looks like, to a very solid 10-3. Maybe we see an all-in YOLO play. I think IMG more just looking to enjoy these final few moments. Have a little fun.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Void with the BKB dodge of the glimpse there. He'll just walk away. They still hold cheese, and Air is almost at that point where he can just replace this with a Satanic, and at that point, good luck killing the Shadow Fiend. What's amazing is, I do have to commend James again. 10, 1, and 13. They're actually up so many kills, but it just doesn't matter. They were up 5,000 gold. I think 5,000 is just not enough even. Even when it was that 5k gold lead, some lineups with that lead would be almost unkillable, but this is they're just so bad at stopping the push. That's really what it boils down to. IMG now fighting against Mega Creeps. This is tower defense. Tough to hold the line. And a lot of items to acquire if they want to actually leave their base. Top lane coming in. And now we see Mega Creeps sitting with 1,400 HP. They've got the extra move speed as well from the Kobold Foreman. Even the Foreman's running around with 800. Normally that guy is an awful lot squishier. I see you going to farm up these dire neutrals. They get a shotgun even on the Chen. Now we're having fun. Now we're talking. Not really the best synergy with this HGT draft as an offensive item, but good defensively, of course. Just against that Juggernaut Omni Slash. You can also just look to force it out really early. Throw out the E-Blade. He might have to Omni immediately, and it's pretty annoying. Of course, you don't turn yourself into a ghost anymore with it like you used to, but still a nice ability to help out your teammates. Pretty Hall now pushing in. HGT, I wonder what they're waiting for. I honestly feel like you can just brute force this Ancient. Maybe buy some more items on Air. I guess wait for the next Roshan. One more Rosh. Up in 2 seconds. SMJ will spot it, and HGT. If they get this Aegis, it's pretty much GG. And I think IMG realize it. They're going to run out of the base, but they're running directly into trouble here as they are scouted out completely. Radiant team getting good eyeballs on them. Now the Shadow Fiend illusion's coming in. Roshan still healthy as Yasim leaps forward into the pit. He's got a Brewmaster split online. Doesn't really want to use it here. The Omni Slash completely useless as it's just split evenly between everyone. Hand of God now pop. That's not an Omni that's going to get the job done. Chrono used on the TA. Void just going to run past the Chrono, ignoring her for now. Focusing on Yasim. They want to prevent this Brew split. They can't do it though. Now the E-Blade keeping the TA off of our team for now. The Chen doing good work. Mystic Flare comes out, though. The Void ends up going down. Another kill for your Skywrath. Oh, boy. And, well, while that's happening, the throne dies. What a silly game. IMG. Trying for the unthinkable comeback against Megas. But it ain't their day. So they drop what I believe is game 1, and we should be hopping in momentarily into game number 2, guys. I'm going to wrap this up quickly. Lobby may have already started just because we're on the 5-minute Dota TV delay. But thank you for watching. I'm LD. We'll be back for game number 2.